Hey guys, welcome to BP, the Bible Perspective. I'm hearing a lot of people trying to raise the question, did Derek Chauvin get a fair trial? Warning, Will Robinson, I see a setup for an appeal here. Now before we get into it, please like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. It's amazing to me sometimes doing these, like the sentencing, the verdict, everybody was like, yeah, just verdict. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, those of you, of course, Derek Chauvin was the cop who had his knee in the neck of George Floyd until he was dead. He just went on trial and was convicted on all accounts. But there are people who are now raising the question, did he get a fair trial? And I think that there are some seeds here that is being planted to try to raise the suspicion for an appeal and even overthrow the verdict. Now, let me tell you why that's problematic. Because the people who are raising the question are raising the question on things that they have not established. For example, Maxine Waters, her statements. People got all up in arms because she made some statements, and then people then charged her by saying she was trying to cite a riot. She was trying to cite a riot by threatening the jurors that if they didn't vote to convict, there were going to be riots. Well, first and foremost, that's not what Maxine Waters said. She said in an activist tone that basically there were going to be marches, there were going to be protests. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace type of scenarios. Not we're going to burn the city down if you don't vote our way. So then there are people that are saying that, well, that could be used for appeal. The judge himself said that. I don't know why, but again, it sounds to me he's trying to lay the seeds for this. Here's my problem with that. In order for you to understand that, you would have to first say that you know and have established that Maxine Waters' threats were certainly something that the jurors considered and felt like they had to because she said that. In other words, what you're saying is that the jurors didn't look at the evidence and say, a knee in the neck for 9 minutes. No, that's bad. You're saying that the jurors said, oh my God, Maxine Waters, and if we don't convict, they're going to be riots and they're going to come for us. We are scared. Kind of like what you see with those mob intimidation tactics, right? Well, here's my point. It could be, but have you established? Did it? So, a lot of people are saying that maybe he didn't get a fair trial because of all of the media coverage. Well, again, maybe it was a mistake that the jurors wasn't secluded. The judge says, well, I told him not to look at the news. Yeah, right. That was, But here's the thing, though. More than anything else, you have to look at it and say, did the jurors weigh the evidence in an objective way? Accuse them of not doing that, and then prove and show they didn't do that. I remember being on a jury once. It was a mock jury about a guy who had a throat disease, and he was trying to sue a company after 30 plus years of chain smoking, but his claim was that he on a construction site was exposed to a chemical that caused his throat cancer. Well, having read reviewed the evidence, they didn't make their case. But there was one juror that said, oh my God, that poor man, do you see his throat? Do you see him coughing? And he was coughing in the jury. I mean, he made it seem like that, man, he was coughing up snot, mucus, everything through the hole in his neck. But see, that's not evidence, however. See, in that case, you had a juror that wasn't deliberating in good faith. Now, my point is that if we had arrived at a hung jury, that would have been the case. Here's my thing. Can you say that happened during the Chauvin case? That the jurors were intimidated or influenced by the news media and anything else? Can you say that they didn't just honestly look at the evidence? You know, the people said the jurors the same when the jurors reached the O.J. Simpson trial. As most people believe, I shouldn't say most, but certainly a lot of people believe he's guilty. But here's the point. When you get into a jury room and you receive jury instructions by a judge will say, hey, you can consider this, but you can't consider that. And at that point, all of the armchair quarterbacking, pundits, news shows, or whatever means absolutely nothing. What was presented, what was allowed to be presented, what was rejected. In other words, the defense in Chauvin's case said, well, his knee wasn't on his neck all the time. It was the shoulder. But remember, you had medical examiners who said, oh, no. He died from compression. Now, I'm not going to, of course, go through all the details of the trial. Here's my point. There was evidence presented. And if you're going to say that the jury did not, in good faith, deliberate, show the evidence. They're not doing that. What you have is people speculating. And again, my point is they're speculating, trying to sow the seed for an appeal. Will it work? Well, anything's possible in this jury system. But look, that's my perspective. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. Till next time, I'll see you then.